Hello, my name is Clark Hunterberg, and I have an exciting update today around what we do. It is time for us to adopt a new playlist brand that will encompass all of our activities. I am proud to announce that starting today, the Crucible is now toxic. Our mission remains the same. It's still about shatterdiving everything and teabagging you relentlessly.
Now that that's out of the way, today we get sweaty. Yep, PvP sweaty. Recently, I gave you a video on what PvE exotics to buy from the Monument to Lost Lights, and several of you wanted a PvP guide of what to buy. Well, today I give you 5 meta exotic weapons that you can purchase from the kiosk to previous monetization to take into the Crucible. A few things to note. This video covers weapons that you can buy from the Monument to Lost Lights only, not world drops. To buy these exotics, you do need to own the expansion it debuted in. That said, on December 7th, anyone who purchases the Forsaken pack will get access to all of the Forsaken exotics, as well as get 3 free exotics from Forsaken to round out your collection. Starting off at number 5, we have this thing.
Bastion is getting a big rework for Overwatch 2.
We also give him a hat.
Wait, guys, this is a Destiny video, not Overwatch. Like, really? Come on. Sorry about that. Bastion is the only kinetic fusion rifle in the game and is arguably one of the best for PvP. Introduced in Season 9 of the Shadowkeep expansion, Bastion went through a period where it killed you from another zip code like... That said, its range has since been brought in a bit, so keep that in mind while you play. Bastion's intrinsic perk, Saint's Fists, states charge to fire 3 spreads of kinetic slugs. Bastion's other perk, Breakthrough, applies to why it is very strong for PvE. It states this weapon fires staggering projectiles, which are strong against unstoppable champions. So similar to a few other exotics, it has a champion mod baked in. So acquiring this weapon will give you a strong fusion rifle to pair with your favorite energy primary and a very viable PvE option to take into endgame content. And using this weapon, it definitely excels in its effective range, forgiveness, and damage output, often being able to kill most supers. Several times I found it only required 2 volleys out of the 3 to kill most guardians, but keep in mind resilience will play a part in this, so try to land all 3 if possible. Another thing to be aware of is Bastion's pretty slow charge time. With the same 740 charge time as Precision Flame fusions, play around your cover and maintain a bit of space from shotgunners to allow Bastion to fully charge. So if you want a great fusion to pair with your Palindrome, Darkest Before, or other favorite energy primary, Bastion is a fantastic option. From the Monument to Lost Lights, Bastion will cost you 1 exotic cipher, 100,000 glimmer, 150 etheric spiral, and 1 golf ball.
And now for something a bit more toxic.
I feel like at this point, this next weapon is following me video to video, so I apologize if I sound like a broken record. Coming in at number 4, Monarque, aka Monarque.
This guy stinks!
Is an exotic void bow introduced with the Forsaken expansion and is one of the hardest hitting bows in PvP. What often leaves most players in a state of,
What the fuck was that damage, my guy?
Monarque's hard-hitting personality comes from its huge initial crit damage and from its Thorn-like tick damage from its exotic perk Poison Arrows. Arrows fired quickly after a full draw become poison arrows. Precision hits with poison arrows spread poison to nearby enemies. It also has snapshot sights, which definitely helps its feel in the Crucible. Pairing it up with a quick draw hand cannon produces an extremely fast 2-tap potential, but PC players, if I catch you macroing a quick swap, I hope you get 5 years of bad RNG, like infinite edge transits drop instead of the loot you want. You've been warned. Pairing Monarque up with an SMG, I found to be an extremely fun and dynamic build, and Hunters, my jumpy boys, Oath Keepers, will make this bow even easier to use, allowing those poison arrows to be up 100% of the time, regardless of your draw time. So have some fun with the most toxic bow in Destiny 2 and watch your enemies scream.
Oh, sacre bleu.
Monarque is available from the offer up of Lost Lights for 1 exotic cipher, 125,000 glimmer, 200 Dusklight shards, and an Ascendant shard. Next up, we have a shotgun with a split personality. Number 3 is the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. You Better Hide shotgun of Destiny 2, Duality. No, not that one. Duality was introduced in Season 12 of the Beyond Light expansion and is extremely unique due to its intrinsic perk Compression Chamber, which states this weapon fires a pellet spread in hipfire or a single high damage slug while aiming down sights. So we have a pellet shotgun like Fellwinter's Lie or a Sudden Death when hipfiring, and a slug shotgun like Blasphemer or Sojourners when ADSing. In testing this shotgun, I found that as a slug, Duality was phenomenal, but not quite as terrifying as another exotic sniper that has a bit of an accent and a disregard for, and I quote, the law. As a pellet shotgun, well, let's just say you're gonna need to be pretty close to your enemy. How close?
Did you drink my Mountain Dew? Let me smell your breath.
That said, getting a kill in Duality's pellet form does proc its other perk on Black Wings, which states pellet final blows grant a stacking precision damage and reload speed buff. Precision hits with slugs extend the duration. Is it roadborne? Not even slightly. Does it help, and should you play around procking it? Again, probably not, given Duality's inconsistencies in pellet mode. When on Black Wings procs, it's nice given its reload buff and its buff to precision damage, but it doesn't really provide a significant enough change that would really drive you to play for it. Duality's Catalyst does provide a boost to range and adds 2 more shots to the magazine. This shotgun is a fantastic option to run with your favorite legendary kinetic primary, and one that I feel competes with Chaperone in terms of its satisfaction from hitting.
Oh God, it's so good.
Chaperone's emo cousin is available from the monument for 1 exotic cipher, 100,000 glimmer, 150 glacial starwort, and an ascendant shard. Quick reminder that you do need season 12 or the deluxe version of Beyond Light. Hopefully when Witch Queen launches, it will be available to everyone that had Beyond Light. Next up, ouch, damn it, I got a hand cannon in my finger. The exotic with probably the most straight fire ornaments, Thorn, is probably one of the most iconic hand cannons in all of Destiny. And coming in at number 2 is probably in the top 3 of all primaries in the Crucible. First introduced back in Destiny 1, but brought into Destiny 2 in Season 6 of their Forsaken campaign, Thorn has maintained its position as one of every Crucible player's essential weapons. So why is it such a go-to weapon? It's sheer drip. No, definitely from its exotic perk, Mark of the Devourer, which states rounds pierce targets and deal damage over time. Kills with this weapon leave behind remnants. This feeds into its perk, Soul Devourer, which states that absorbing a remnant strengthens Mark of the Devourer and partially refills the magazine. Thorn's base tick damage is technically 0.46 damage per tick. I know it shows 1 damage for 4 ticks, but when you add Soul Devourer, it jumps all the way up to 7 damage per tick. When picking up a remnant, it refills 4 bullets and grants 7 seconds of Soul Devourer. So I know your initial thought is probably 0.46 damage isn't really anything, so what's the point? Well, those ticks add up, offering a ton of forgiveness and punishes guardians that run low resilience. Looking at you, hunters. It also allows you to somewhat see your enemy's position through walls, and no, don't worry, BattleEye didn't just enter the chat. In Trials and Revive base game modes, tagging an enemy going for a res with Thorn begins that tick damage, stopping the res and allowing you and your team time to reposition or push before they are able to get the revive. Add Soul Devourer and we are now looking at even easier kills. Thorn also has fantastic handling, and if you can get used to the somewhat polarizing recoil, becomes what I believe to be one of the most comfortable hand cannons in the game. So Thorn sounds like a flawless hand cannon so far, doesn't it? Well, there is a pretty big drawback. Thorn's range leaves a lot to be desired. Coming in with a range stat of 41, this falls 10 below a base Fatebringer, not including any magazine or barrel perks. Does this cripple Thorn? No, it definitely doesn't, but it does and should force you to play around its range. Hopefully a catalyst at some point helps a bit in this area. In terms of how to build around Thorn, on most classes the options are pretty much endless. Run what you want. However, on Warlock, given that Bungie gives us all the cool exotics that have great synergy with other weapons and builds, Thorn gets cranked up to 11. Pairing Thorn with the exotic gauntlets Necrotic Grips produces some explosively toxic results. See what I did there? Getting a kill with Thorn procs Necrotic Grips exotic perk and releases a wave of toxins spreading to other guardians, causing tick damage. Now, these gauntlets aren't essential, but they are crazy fun, so give it a try. All that said, Thorn is available for 1 exotic cipher, 125,000 glimmer, 200 dustlight shards, and a golf ball, but on December 7th, 2021, with the Forsaken pack, you should be able to pick this one up for free. Now, at number 1, we actually have 2 weapons. So first up, for my controller players, the hand cannon that'll either have you saying or yeehaw F the law, the last word. Wait, I actually think I have someone else that can read this part. Hey, come here.
What's up, y'all? Woo-wee! Let's get it. Last word. Whew, I love that gun. Another blast from the past of Destiny 1. Last word was reintroduced in Season 5 of Forsaken. This 225 RPM kinetic hand cannon has the perk Fan Fire, which says, shoot real fast. Don't ADS or you lose out on some other stuff. I don't care.
Wait, you have to read the script.
I ain't got to do shit, Junior. This is my show now. Now, I prefer to use this shooter with my favorite long boy snappy guy. Popping heads from far away, but when them shotgun rushers come in like a bull I rode last week, I got a little something for them. I hit them with the, what did the kids say nowadays? The rat-ta-ta-ta? Yeah, I hit them with the good old rat-ta-ta-ta. Now this...
You're done. Billy, Bob, Tex, something. Sorry, guys. What all did he mess up? Oh, Jesus, nearly the whole section. Anyway, Fanfire states this weapon fires full auto. Hipfire shots deal bonus precision damage while increasing reload speed and accuracy. So, do I ADS with this weapon? No, you do not. Next question. Why did you say earlier that this weapon is for controller players? Well, any mouse and keyboard player watching this that has tried Last Word after the latest round of changes knows that this thing is just a different gun altogether when used with a controller. That said, Billy did actually make a good point earlier when he said that this weapon pairs great with your favorite energy sniper. That said, MNK players, if you do want to give this weapon a shot, tap firing is where I found the most success. Controller boys and girls, go nuts. This thing's a monster no matter what you do. Lastly, keep in mind this thing has a range stat of 28, so you won't exactly be mapping anyone with it. Last Word will run you 1 exotic cipher, 125,000 glimmer, 200 etheric spiral, and an ascendant golf ball. But same as Thorn, you may be able to wait and get this one for free after December 7th. Finally, at number 1, for my mouse and keyboard brothers and sisters and controller players, you might actually enjoy this one too. We have a hand cannon that makes your enemies feel like they are getting hit in the head with a football. Ace of Spades, first introduced with the Forsaken campaign, is without a doubt sitting comfortably at the top of the meta right now during Season of the Lost. This 140 RPM kinetic hand cannon is a monster due to its, let's be real here, stupid base stats and a perk that makes it hit harder than 120s. Its exotic perk Memento Mori states reloading after a kill loads the magazine with a few extra damage bullets, grants radar while aiming down sights. The gun also has Firefly, which states precision kills increase reload speed and cause the target to explode, dealing solar damage to nearby enemies. So, all in all, you have a weapon with a permanent radar that can cause explosions with precision kills, has outlaw from those precision kills, has ridiculous base stats, and fires, let's be honest, 50 cal sniper rounds when Mori is active. Seems a bit broken, right? Well, believe it or not, this weapon did get nerfed a million years ago, where if you stow Ace while Memento Mori is active, you lose it. Other than that, just be happy running around flinching your enemies into next week. To make matters worse for your enemies, its exotic catalyst boosts Firefly damage by around 57% while Mori is active. Ace is one of those guns that, like witherhoard for PvE, every Guardian should have it. It does well at long range, it performs well at medium to close range, hits like a truck, and has easily controlled recoil. If you want it for free, consider waiting until December 7th and use one of your free exotics. If you want it before then, I don't blame you. It will run you 1 exotic cipher, 125,000 glimmer, 200 etheric spiral, and 1 of your finest golf balls. Now, before we end today's video, I do have 1 non-exotic weapon that I recommend you all pick up from the monument if you need a good shotgun to get you started in the Crucible. Felwinter's Lie was comfortably the best shotgun in the game for quite a while, but after Bungie pretty much kneecapped all of the non-slug shotguns, it has fallen a bit back in the shotgun meta. It's still good, but it's not getting you kills that make you go, Felwinter's from there? Honestly, for a while, Felwinter's was giving Chaperone a run for its money. Pick this one up in the Legacy section for 75,000 glimmer, 100 legendary shards, 2 enhancement prisms, and an ascendant shard. Finally, for some honorable mentions that aren't quite meta, but are still fun options if you have everything else on this list. Witherhoard is great for locking down areas on the map, but let's be real, you're not in a strike. Lumina has honestly jumped a ton for me this season, and I made a video on it with Boots of the Assembler, link in the top right and in the description, and it barely misses this list. Teraba, because it goes burb, you can't stow it. Bungo, Catalyst that lets us stow it, please. Outbreak Perfected has nanites, but 450 RPM pulses make me sad. Sturm is one of the most comfy 120s in the game, but Bungos slap 120s like they owed them money. Eriana's because Sniper Hand Cannon, lol, 1-tap build in the description, and Tommy's Matchbook because Hot Boy Summer go burr. Whew! Well, there you have it. 5-ish meta weapons you can buy from the Monumental Lost Lights for PvP. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button like Bungo hit 120s, and consider sharing this with a friend who just started playing Destiny 2 or just came back to the game to get them started. Comment down below with what weapon should have made the list or with what weapon you're going to be picking up first, and hit that sub button if you want to be the first to know when the next video drops, as well as when I go live here on YouTube. Join my Discord to discuss builds, ask questions, connect with me and other Guardians, and until next time, I have been TheTeegs, you have been beautiful. Peace.